Guys, I don't know how many times I have to say this, but I don't think this is sustainable. And it's going to be interesting to see which parts of this massive company starts to get either one sold off or licensed, so that way they're not liable for the costs that are generally associated with the content that's being put out. Well, we saw this coming. It's just now confirmed. Indiana Jones, the box office of doom. Why Dial of Destiny has 60 million opening isn't setting records for the franchise finale. Let me just say this. In order for this damn movie to make money, it would have had to set several records. I believe that they are saying that they have spent on the upward of $300-something million to make this damn thing happen. And I always have to remind people that watch this, because as they do with the Marvel movies, people try to salvage it by saying, well, it'll end up X place on the box office, and therefore they make that money. Economic lesson for you, more of an industry lesson. The studios do not get 100% of the box offices. They don't. That has never been the case. Okay. And as long as the movie continues to come out, so it'll be in, let's say weeks, months from now, or month, whatever that looks like, that percentage gets less as far as what they take from the box office. Okay. Even more so internationally, that number is lower in terms of what the studio brings back. So just because it may, let's say, have a $60 million box office opening, does not mean that they made $60 million. In fact, it means not even anything close to that. Even though Indiana Jones and Dial of Destiny is looking to hit the bottom rung of its tracking projection, 60 million, that's fucking terrible. Sunday morning, there's no question this is a disastrous result for the finale to a historically beloved franchise film. Come on, Indiana Jones is one of the reasons why Disney shelled out $4 billion for Lucasfilm. Global start here at 130 million is 10 million less than what we were seeing. The projections weren't even enough. If the projections had been right, they still would have goddamn lost money. Now, they haven't even hit them internationally. And they're done. The fan loathed Indiana Jones and Crystal Skull had a 272.1 million global start unadjusted. That's unadjusted for inflation. So that was a global start at 272.1 million. And yet they are starting as of right now today at 130 million. They're not getting anything goddamn close to 272, which is what, again, Crystal Skull had. Not only did Star Wars bomb, Solo open higher than Dial of Destiny, and Solo lost money, if I'm not mistaken, with 84.4 million on a 3-day wonder, 4-day. But so did Paramount's seventh cool Transformers Rise of the Beast. Yesterday, I learned from a key source that Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny before 100 million is estimated. P&A cost a mind-boggling 300 million plus. So this is the point that I was making. And this is folks that have been on our pocket in our corner of the internet have been making. That this shit costs more than what they were even leading us to believe with. Okay? These guys are going to lose money, and a lot of it. And even if in the odd chance, which is not going to happen with this movie, but it does with some others, even in the odd chance that it made in the green, I don't know, $30 million. Guys, that's a loss. You do not sink $300 million into a project over the course of several years to only make 30. That's not how it works. These guys are in trouble. Access Media are starting to understand that. But here's the thing and the take that I want to have here. Okay, so they just took an L there. They have been taking L's back to back, elementals. Okay, we've seen the decline of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Secret, whatever. That's not making any money because they're not making money from Disney Plus. They've been losing, billions of dollars each quarter. Okay, parks are stagnating, which is where the moneymaker was. So you have several box office flops, and your parks are not doing like you'd want them to do. It's getting very competitive with Universal, at least in the Florida sense. This is not a sustainable practice. So they have some decisions to make over there at Disney, because at this trajectory, these guys are going to be done, filing for bankruptcy. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. But more so, what's more realistic to me is that they're going to trim a lot of fat. We've seen a lot of layoffs. They're going to continue to do that. They have to rein in these damn budgets. These budgets have been unreal. They have been spending a lot of money to make Jack Diddley. That can't continue to happen. So they're spending all this money to make nothing. They've inherited a lot of debt. The Fox deal, they've inherited money. They don't have the money. Okay? Stuff ain't sweet anymore. It's not sweet. So when they continue to hold the L, and what happens next, I think they continue with the layoffs, and there's going to be certain aspects of their productions. And I don't know, maybe it's going to be publications where they're going to start licensing that stuff off because it's not worth it. When you start losing money, you look at every individual line item. And maybe you do start with stuff that doesn't seem to matter. And maybe at some point, I don't know, they look at Marvel or even the Star Wars comics that ain't making no damn money. And they're like, all right, well, we spend all this money per year on publishing. That's stupid. Let's license that stuff off, or let's just not do it. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's the type of idea that to me, my guesstimation, just understand the business, that's where they're going to go. But I highly doubt that these guys are going to continue to lose money like they are, spending the way it is that they are, because it's not sustainable. So it's going to be intriguing. But imagine being in the position that they are. I made this point, I think, on Tuesday Night's Main Event, some other shows as well. This was a layup for Disney. Disney, you got control of all of the Marvel properties. And instead of, I don't care what you need to do, when you got control of all that stuff, including Fox, right? Yeah, I get it. Sony has some Spider-Man stuff wrapped up in it. But once that deal got made and you were good to go, at that point, you start working in overdrive and you start moving stuff aside. Who cares what your plan is? But think about what the MCU has as an example. Lucasfilm is on, like they did that in Arrival. But look at the other stuff, like Marvel, okay? Are you excited for Secret whatever that's out? No. Are you excited for the upcoming Marvels movie? No, you're not. What about the upcoming Agatha Harkness show? Probably not. Or Echo. You excited about Echo? No, you're not excited about Echo. See, this is stuff that they planned because these idiots, whoever they were listening to, going into that next phase, and they told them, you just made all this money. Let's move in and start producing garbage like the Eternals. They're in trouble. All of those projects are back to back to back. All I just mentioned, that's all they got down the pipeline. We don't even know if, I don't know, Blade, they probably should just axe that. They probably should just get rid of, like, that may be something they can make a little money. I don't know if it makes, I don't know if I, like the actor maybe playing it, looking at it in respective, definitely considering he already played someone that was actually in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That doesn't make any damn sense. But that's down the line anyway. What they should have been doing was moving in overdrive. I don't give a damn what mountains you gotta move. Now that you have control of the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, that's who you build your next phases around, period. But they didn't do that. Instead, they banked on Agatha, who isn't even Agatha. Why is she there and the Fantastic Four ain't there? Makes no sense. The Marvels? Nobody asked for that. You had an unlikable character in Captain Marvel with another unlikable character in Miss Marvel. And then you jacked up Monica Rambeau in the Captain Marvel movie. So now you got a bunch of duds. Instead of, I don't care, I will take the tax write-off on everything that was in production. As soon as that deal got inked, I don't care. Move all that shit out of the way. We figure out how we get the X-Men in here right now. Fantastic Four right now. In fact, you already actually had one apparently in that Doctor Strange movie. And you screwed that up. Oh yeah, I forgot. Anybody excited for Captain Falcon? No. Not that version, not that Captain Falcon at least. Maybe for another property, but not this. So you got all that coming down the pipeline. Back to back to back to back. They gotta be looking at that and saying, we're gonna lose money on each and every one of these projects. Because they don't know what they're doing. Oh, Ironheart, I forgot about that. This is all back to back. Imagine banking their future on Ironheart. Echo, Agatha. I guess you got Loki season 2. I don't know how many people are excited about that. Captain Falcon. Jesus Christ. Like I said, I would be sweating bullets, man. If I'm looking at the amount of failures that we've had as a company back to back. And then I'm like, all right, man, we gotta have something that's on the way that's gonna save our ass. Because even with like the Guardians, which was the one I guess they did the most, it ain't like they just absolutely destroyed with the Guardians. No, they didn't. So everybody's looking at, you got to be in that office, right? Wherever their headquarters is, and you sitting here, I guess everything's on a Zoom call probably now. And they got to be looking at that and they're like, holy shit, guys, we're fucked. We don't have anything to get these guys enthusiastic about it. We put all this money, we sunk all this money into characters nobody asked for. Our asses is in the jackpot. You did it to yourselves. It's not sustainable. That's my main point.